Summer of 2018, coming off the finals loss to Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, and the Golden State Warriors, and Kyrie's departure from the team, it seemed like LeBron was looking for somewhere to finish his career, and that place seemed like LA. With one of the greatest players that ever touched a basketball coming in, there was many expectations for this team to be great and very quickly. In just his second season with the team, LeBron was able to win a championship with the Los Angeles Lakers, defeating the Miami Heat in the NBA bubble. A lot of people discredit this championship, but I still see it like a regular championship. If anything, it's a little bit harder because you in a bubble and there's no home court advantage. Y'all can debate that. That's a debate back from 2020. But I stand on what I stand on. Anyway, after this championship, with their dominance through the playoff series and the championship, this team started to look like a dynasty was being formed. Little did we all know that was just the beginning of the end, but it wasn't instant. It came over a multitude of years. And in today's video, we're going to get into that, how LeBron got to free agency, what this free agency means, who I think LeBron is going to sign with, and a lot more. So before this video gets started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, and today's goal for likes is just going to be 10 likes on this video. So if you pay attention to sports, we all know that winning a championship is a very hard task. But in 2020 and in the bubble, that may have been one of the only true chances for the Lakers to win within the LeBron era, but it's not even fully his fault. After that 2020 bubble championship, the following year, both Anthony Davis and LeBron missed a lot of games for injuries. While they were able to make the playoffs, they had a very quick exit, getting kicked out in the first round by the Phoenix Suns, who went on to play against the Milwaukee Bucks in the championship, but they lost. After that year, the Lakers made some trades, and honestly, these trades may have been the start of what went wrong for this team, because a lot of these trades weren't even worth it. One of the biggest moves that they made within that offseason was landing the former MVP Russell Westbrook, what sounded good on paper, but that was the issue. It sounded good on paper, but it ended up being the complete opposite of that. Westbrook averaged 22 points, 11 assists, and 11 rebounds, a triple-double in the previous year. But in the 1 year with the Lakers, he fell to 18 points, 7 assists, and 7 rebounds. And he honestly hasn't been the same ever since signing with the Lakers. That decline in production cost the Lakers Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Montrezl Harrell, and the 22nd overall pick in the 2021 draft. And in my opinion, that's not worth it. And honestly speaking, looking back on it, the main reason why this didn't work is because Westbrook, who was a point guard known for playmaking, needed the ball in his hands as the primary ball handler. LeBron, also known to be a playmaker, needed the ball in his hands. Neither of them were really high percentage shooters, and the team lacked that. The spacing disappeared, the defense declined, and even with all three stars on the team, they finished the season 33-49 and missed the playoffs completely. Even with LeBron averaging 30 points, which was his second highest points per game in his career, which is actually insane considering the fact that he was 37 years old at this time. Not too long after this, the Lakers traded Russell Westbrook for D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt, and they also moved on from head coach Frank Vogel. And them getting rid of their head coach, they ended up hiring Darvin Ham, who was a former NBA player. Darvin Ham faced a lot of criticism from the fan base just on his inability to galvanize the team and actually pull together late game situations. There were a lot of times in late game situations where he seemed like he didn't know what to do, what to say, how to motivate his team, or what to draw up in a winning situation to actually get his team over the hump. Overall, though, thanks to LeBron and the pieces that they were able to pick up and the other stars on that team, they were able to do a lot better this season and actually make it to the Western Conference Finals again. The only issue this time is that the Denver Nuggets had a two-time MVP with Nikola Jokic, and this team was actually going crazy. They ended up sweeping the Lakers in the Western Conference Championship and going on to beating the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals. And honestly, just looking back on it, that year may have been the Lakers' last chance to win a championship with this team. And honestly, I feel like if the Lakers would have went back to the championship against the Miami Heat, they would have beaten them for a second time. All in all, though, these moves show what the Lakers' problem was this entire time. They kept trying to catch lightning in a bottle like they did with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Year after year, they were chasing instant championships with picks and moves instead of actually building around the stars that they actually had in place already. Each year just looked like another big trade, another front office move, another coaching adjustment instead of building on what clearly was working. And the worst part, they were so close to another championship, but with each gamble they took, the pressure only grew. And in my opinion, that was the real beginning of the end. The Lakers next season, while they did make it to the playoffs, they lost to the Nuggets again in the first round, 4-1. And that season, LeBron averaged 29, 6, and 8. Clearly, yet another problem in his late career, and it seemed like the Lakers were trying to catch that lightning in a bottle one more time. That offseason, the Lakers traded one of their best role players and defenders in Alex Caruso to the Chicago Bulls. The crazy part is, I don't think the Lakers roster just wasn't good enough that year. The Nuggets clearly stood in their way, and it was their time at this point. At this point, Jokic was a 2-time MVP and the NBA championship, but the difference is the Nuggets actually took time to build around him and Jamal Murray, unlike the Lakers with LeBron and Anthony Davis. After many issues with injuries and availability, the Lakers thought it would be best to move their center, Anthony Davis. This was probably their biggest trade during the LeBron era outside of actually getting LeBron, because they were able to land Luka Doncic, who was fresh off a loss to the Boston Celtics in the previous year's finals. This looks like another good trade on paper, but just like I stated before, it's them just trying to catch lightning in a bottle. And I don't know if they realize, but this added a lot of imbalance to their team. Yes, with this trade, you get an all-star, all-world, and MVP level talent in Luka, but now who is your center? Where is your front court? While you do have young talent with Rui Hachimura and Jared Vanderbilt, your backcourt with LeBron and Luka just seems so much more experienced. And for a while during this time, there was actually a lot of talk. They needed a center who could defend and a center with some experience. While they looked very promising then and look very promising now, the Lakers really needed that experienced defensive presence in the center position. Anyway, at this point, you can clearly see a decline in LeBron's production. His points per game went down to 25 points per game, and again, the Lakers were a first-round exit to the Minnesota Timberwolves, another team who were actually building around their superstar player and taking their time to win, and is actually manifesting those wins at this point. In his last 2025-2026 season, speculation started early for LeBron's future with the Lakers and with the NBA. For the last few years, it seemed like a late offseason decision on whether or not LeBron would be playing, or if this would be his last season, or if this would be his farewell tour. Both years, he ended up still playing. Also, at this point in LeBron's run with the Lakers, Magic Johnson left the front office, and there was a clear issue between Jeanie Buss and LeBron James. Jeanie Buss felt like the trade for Russell Westbrook was a disaster, and she also felt like LeBron lacked gratitude when the Lakers drafted his son, Bronny. These are just more issues that piled on top of the obvious. A lot of things came to a boil this offseason after Austin Reeves re-signed with the Lakers for a big deal. And at this point, it became a serious discussion of whether or not LeBron would be returning to the Lakers. Conveniently, after Bronny's contract became fully guaranteed with the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron informed the team that he would not be returning for another season and will be becoming a free agent. There's a lot of speculation on where he will end up, but I'll be giving my best observation and guess as to what will happen next for him. At this point, with retirement clearly on the horizon and still wanting to win, LeBron will most likely look to join a team that still has a chance to do that. Earlier on within the free agency talks, a lot of people speculated that LeBron wanted more money and he felt some type of way about Austin Reeves getting a new contract. Rich Paul, his agent, came out to clarify that that was not the reason. And honestly, I'm happy because at this point in his career, yeah, LeBron is still a great player, but he is approaching the age of 42. He does not have the leverage to get a big contract like he once did. The new reports seem a little bit more realistic, with them saying that he just wants to be comfortable while still getting paid like a valuable piece. That doesn't mean getting top dollar, but that definitely doesn't mean settling for the veteran minimum either, because he is still a great player. One of the most predicted places that he will end up is Golden State. And honestly, it's a lot of mixed reaction from the fans on this one. A lot of people are saying that they will lose respect for LeBron because of his history with Golden State back in the Cleveland era, and it would be like a slap in the face to them. I honestly feel differently about this, though. While that rivalry was probably his biggest, at this point in his career, it's not even about that anymore. That chapter has passed, and it was what it was. Plus, he already beat arguably the best team ever in that Golden State Warrior team, coming back down from 3-1, so he has nothing to lose by joining the Warriors. And honestly, you can't lose respect for somebody who's just looking for somewhere to end their career. And per himself, LeBron has already been hinting at wanting to play with Curry, and is already great friends with Draymond Green. On top of that, Steve Kerr is a great coach, and year after year, the Warriors seem like they're just one piece away from being a title contender again, even with their stars aging. Another good option for LeBron if he's looking for this type of end to his career would be to just go back to Cleveland, where it literally all started. Playing with Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley in that top-rated defense, LeBron wouldn't have to take on majority of the load, and his playmaking will most likely elevate the shooters and scorers around him. Another good team for him to join would probably be the Dallas Mavericks. I don't think he would be against a reunion with his former teammate Kyrie Irving. While Anthony Davis was just traded to the Washington Wizards, they still do have a good young center in Derek Lively, who is a great defender. And they also have Daniel Gafford, who you can't forget about. Not to mention they have rising star and Rookie of the Year Cooper Flagg emerging. And it seems like the one thing that they're missing is a wing like LeBron James, who can open up the floor and play make for them. And lastly, in my biased opinion, I feel like LeBron joining the Sixers would be a good fit. Besides, there was already talks about this before he went on to the Lakers. And honestly, Philly is a team who always just seems like they're just one piece away. We haven't had a formidable wing since Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler, but we all seen how that worked out. Again, just like the story every season, if Embiid could stay healthy and with this young round backcourt, Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, a wing like LeBron could really make the Sixers a force in the East. All in all, this is a big offseason for LeBron. Let me know in the comment section what you think will happen. Do you think him leaving the Lakers is actually worth it? Will it change your mind on his legacy if he does join the Golden State Warriors? Where will he go next? Hell, will Bronny be this year's MVP? I don't know, but make sure you comment and subscribe. I got more videos coming for y'all on the way. Thank you all for tuning in. Till next time is MKX.